In the last 2 to 3 years, the robot vacuum market in India has exploded with a ton of options, which is good and bad in my opinion. Good because now there is a robot vacuum at various different price points, and bad because it makes it really hard to select the right one. That's where I come in to help you understand what really matters when shortlisting a robot vacuum for your home. Before we get all technical, you first need to decide what type of robot vacuum you need. First is the hands-free robot vacuum. This is really beneficial as you do not need to maintain the robot on a day-to-day basis. These come with auto-emptying docks which can hold dust from 60 to 70 days and sometimes include mop washing as well to help you maintain the mops. If you have a budget of above 20,000, these are the ones that I highly recommend. If you have pets, definitely go with this one to reduce your day-to-day maintenance of the robot vacuum. The second type are the traditional robot vacuums. In these, you will need to empty the dustbin almost every day or every other day. More hands-on, but significantly cheaper. Next is the suction power. Now, if you have carpets in your home or you have thresholds less than 1 centimeter, you need a robot vacuum with a higher suction power. Normally, the advertised suction power is the maximum power that the robot vacuum operates at. For regular cleaning, they run at 50 to 60% of the max capacity, which is good enough. When the robot encounters carpets or thresholds, it automatically increases the suction power. So only if you have carpets or thresholds, you do need a robot vacuum with a higher suction power. Suction power over the years has increased significantly. Now the suction power is comparable to regular cordless handheld vacuums. Next, you need to understand how long the robot vacuum can clean the house. All the robot vacuums I've compared have the ability to go back to the charging dock when they are running out of charge, recharge, and then restart the job where they left it. But the problem is that the recharge cycle can take anywhere between 30 minutes to 3 hours depending on how much cleaning is left. So ideally, you want a robot vacuum that can handle your entire home in one go. On the screen, you can see typical runtime and battery combinations for your home size. So you can choose accordingly. And as expected, budget robot vacuums have less than 200 minutes runtime and premium models have longer runtimes. Batteries typically last about 4 years before needing replacement. So factor that into your long-term operating costs. Now let's talk about navigation. Even 3 to 4 years back, there were robot vacuums that only randomly used to move around and bump objects till they covered the floor. There are still a few of those under the 10,000 budget. But for more precise cleaning, most of the robot vacuums I have reviewed now use LiDAR technology, which uses laser to create accurate maps of the floor, can work like a charm in the dark, and they are able to navigate to avoid obstacles. The robot vacuums that you see on the screen do use the LiDAR technology. Some robot vacuums also have additional cameras in addition to LiDAR to help you identify the difference between different types of objects to help the robot vacuum to navigate a lot better. Some robot vacuums from Dreame and premium Ecovacs models use this combo approach effectively. This camera can also be used as a home security system. As a rule, you should avoid camera-only robot vacuums like the ones that you see on the screen. They struggle in low light, are bumpy in navigating, and aren't as reliable for mapping as well. The height of the robot vacuum is another key consideration. Most LiDAR-based robot vacuums have a LiDAR head, making them taller than most other robot vacuums. Most robot vacuums have heights around 4 inches, so it can go under furniture of over 4.5 inches in space at the bottom. For more clearance, some newer premium LiDAR-based robot vacuums like the Ecovacs T50 Omni have a sleek design with an embedded LiDAR sensor, making the overall height much lower. The Dreame X50 Ultra, which is not yet available in India, also has a retractable LiDAR head to help it go under furniture lower than 4 inches. Now let's talk about the cleaning performance. Except for the iRobot Roomba i7 Plus, all robot vacuums have both vacuuming and mopping. Let's start with the vacuuming performance. Many of you ask me whether 2 side brushes are better than a single side brush. In short, not really. Single brush robot vacuums are programmed to clean in the direction of their brush. So cleaning effectiveness is similar to 2 side brushes. Many premium models also come with single brushes, further validating this point. In some premium robot vacuums like Dreame X40 Ultra and the Ecovacs X8 Pro Omni, the side brushes can extend for better edge and corner cleaning. All robot vacuums have an inbuilt bin to collect the dust. The bin size matters when there is no auto-emptying dock. Larger bin size means less frequent emptying of the bin. So amongst the robot vacuums without the auto-emptying bins compared, only the ones that you see on the screen have the largest bin size above 500 ml. One note over here, the Dreame L10 Prime is an odd one. It does not have auto-emptying dustbin, it only has water refill and mop bins for ease of mopping, which in my opinion is kind of odd. Around 25,000 above, we start getting robot vacuums with auto-emptying bins, which makes cleaning very convenient and hands-free. Only the ones that you see on the screen have auto-emptying bins. Now, let's talk about the mopping performance. I've said this previously as well. Vacuuming in robot vacuums is really great, with it picking up the minutest dust we never thought was in our house. Mopping is just okay, except for the higher-end models where mopping starts to become a lot better and more convenient. So let's identify the best robot vacuums for mopping. There are three main mop types these days. Flat mops, which most budget robot vacuums have. They work for light mopping but don't scrub too hard. Next is the circular or triangular rotating mops, which is available on premium models that provides actual scrubbing action with pressure, which are much more effective. And lastly, roller mops like the one in the Ecovacs Deebot X8 Pro Omni, which is considered to be the best at the moment. It is better for tougher stains as well. To make the robot vacuums even more hands-free, the more premium models also come with a water refill and auto mop wash capability with hot water and air after the mopping run is complete. Only the robot vacuums that you see on the screen include this. Now, if you have carpets, to prevent robot vacuums from making the carpets wet, there are two options. One, some premium robot vacuums have a mop lift option, which reduces the contact between the mop and the carpet. But this can still be problematic based on my experience. It does make the carpet a bit damp. The second option is most robot vacuums have app capability to allow us to set no mop zones or set carpet avoidance. So the robot vacuum will not go over the carpet in the mopping mode. This is a better option between the two in my opinion. Now let's talk about the smart features. I believe the robot vacuum segment is one of the most advanced in app usage amongst home appliances. Almost all robot vacuums compared have app features which allow more control over the cleaning, select specific rooms to clean, schedule cleaning at a particular time of day, and set no-go or no-mop zones. Multi-floor maps are also available in most of the robot vacuums. Just remember, these robot vacuums require 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, there are workarounds using mobile hotspot, but it's quite cumbersome. I've made a separate video on the channel where I help with this setup of using mobile phones with the hotspot for a robot vacuum. Now let's talk about the warranty, service, and spare parts availability. This is where things start getting tricky, and you should be aware of the reality. I went over hundreds of reviews across various different brands and products and found that service is average at best. For most of these brands except iRobot and Eureka Forbes, it is done through Indian distributors. While iRobot and Eureka Forbes have the best service, their products are not as good as the Ecovacs, Dreame, Narwal or iLife products, which are current frontrunners in the robot vacuum space. Now coming to the spare parts availability, which many of us have had an issue with. For popular brands, outside of the brand, service and spare parts, we do get spare parts from third-party brands like Riverbow or Hashtip, which are pretty good and workable. If I were looking at spare parts from the brand itself, the situation is similar to service, with the exception of iLife, which seems to have a better spare parts availability. Robot vacuums are available in all budget ranges from less than 10,000 to upwards of 1 lakh, based on how advanced they are. The 20 to 25,000 price point is where robot vacuums start getting truly hands-free with the auto-empty functionality, which I highly recommend as a base requirement going forward. Now that we understand how to shortlist the robot vacuums based on your specific needs, let's get to my recommendations at various different price points. Jump to the right section from the timestamps below. As you go higher in pricing, more convenience-based features like auto-emptying bin, auto-mop washing, extendable brush and mop come into play. Now, at a budget under 10,000, you will get robot vacuums with gyro navigation only and less overall control where the robot vacuum can go. I have one recommendation for you here, the Eufy G50. This has a 4000 PA suction power with 120 minutes runtime, a large bin of 600 ml, so you don't have to empty the bin every single day. It also has a pro detangle roller brush to prevent hair from tangling. But remember, this is a basic robot vacuum. It has limited obstacle avoidance and moderate mopping performance, which is the case for most robot vacuums except for the really premium ones. Under 15,000, we start getting robot vacuums with LiDAR navigation, which is a lot more precise in navigation and has higher suction power. I have two recommendations for you here. The first is the iLife V20. This has a strong suction power with a laser navigation which is slightly different from LiDAR and uses software support for navigation. This has app-based control for multi-floor mapping, setting no-go zones and many more. It also comes with a remote for operation, so it is useful for seniors at home. The main challenge is that it has a smaller bin size of 300 ml only. So, you may be needed to empty the dustbin more frequently, about once a day. The next recommendation at this budget is the Larisar Mars 01 robot vacuum. At a slightly lower price than the iLife variant, this does give a 180 minutes runtime, which is great. Service is however flaky, so you may want to check that before going for this robot vacuum. Under 20,000, robot vacuums start having much better suction power and much better run times as well, almost over 3 hours. So they start becoming suitable for mid-size to large homes. I have 3 recommendations for you here. My first recommendation is the Dreame D9 Max. This has a 6000 PA suction and a large battery capacity of 5200 mAh, giving almost 300 minutes of runtime. So good for longer cleaning runs. The bin size is also large, so you need to empty the bin less frequently. Overall, a great value on a budget. Dreame has a newer version, the F10, at about 2000 higher. Only suction power is higher, everything else is almost the same. So this one is good enough for most homes, especially ones without carpets. Next is the iLife A20 Pro. It has a suction power of 6500 PA, good for homes with carpets as well. The battery capacity is large, giving up to 330 minutes of runtime, so suitable for larger homes. Service is also decent in India, so a good value on a budget. The main challenge here is the bin size, which is 300 ml, so more frequent emptying of the bin, almost once every run. And my last recommendation at this budget is the Ecovacs Deebot Y1 Pro. Almost similar capabilities as the iLife A20 Pro, but from Ecovacs, which is one of the leading robot vacuum brands in India and worldwide. Under 25,000, we start getting almost hands-free robot vacuums with auto-emptying bins or compact bins. These make the robot vacuums almost hands-free for 60 plus days. I have 2 main recommendations here, and most of these come close to 20,000 during sale periods as well. My first recommendation is the Narwal Freo X Plus. If you need a compact solution without a large dock, then this is it. It comes with dust compression technology for up to 7 weeks of hands-free cleaning. It has a higher suction of 7800 PA with a runtime upwards of 250 minutes. Overall, great value at a budget. My next recommendation is the Dreame D10 Plus Gen 2. This has an auto-empty dock with a 4-liter dust bag, so hands-free cleaning for almost 60 plus days. It has a lower suction power than the Narwal variant though, but more than enough for most Indian homes. The iLife T20 Pro is my third option if you would like a brand with a better service network in India. Rest of the functionality remains almost the same. 6500 PA suction, 5200 mAh battery, large auto-empty bin size for hands-free cleaning. This is priced higher than the other 2 recommendations for not much incremental value. In the 25 to 50,000, there is not much incremental value that you get, so I have skipped most of the robot vacuums in this segment. So let's come to the under 55,000 segment where mopping starts becoming much better. You get circular rotating mops and also mop wash, a clean and dirty water bin for better mopping efficiency. My first recommendation here is the Ecovacs Deebot N30 Pro Omni. With a massive suction power of 10,000 PA, hot air drying and self-emptying dock, this makes mopping easier and better as well. It has something called a true edge adaptive mopping, where it rotates the robot to reach the edges better. Overall, good premium robot vacuum. The main challenge is the height. It is slightly over 4 inches. So if you have furniture with less clearance than this, the robot vacuum would not go under it. Next is the Dreame L10S Pro Ultra. It has a lower suction power than the Ecovacs model recommended, but has a lower height for better clearance. It can extend the mops for better edge cleaning and has a water refill station and hot water self-cleaning of the mop. So overall, good mopping performance as well. Now, if you don't need the mop extension, you can go with the L10S Ultra, which is at 10,000 rupees lower. Also good value, and I currently use this model. Lastly, in the premium segment, we get much higher suction power and extension of both the side brush and the mops for better edge and corner cleaning. My first recommendation here is the Ecovacs Deebot T50 Pro. The beauty of this robot vacuum is its height, at only close to 3.2 inches. It does not have the laser head, which typically makes the robot vacuums which have LiDAR taller. It has a zero tangle technology to avoid long hair getting stuck in the brush, extending the side brushes and mop for better edge and corner cleaning, a really high suction power of 15,000 PA and a 6400 mAh battery, one of the best. My second recommendation here is the Dreame X40 Ultra. This has a lower suction power than the Ecovacs model, but rest of the capabilities are pretty much the same. Generally, these two models are at a similar price point, so you can go for any one of them based on your preference. There are many more at a higher price point, but currently they don't offer much more incremental value, so they're not part of my recommendations. If you found this video useful, share the video and subscribe to become part of our 1.6 lakh plus community that trusts us with their decision making. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.